kitchen has to be clean and tidy before we all go to bed. Is it OCD or is it just a standard? I was like, no, it's a fucking standard. That to me is a good standard. I think coming downstairs and still seeing your pots and pans left out from the night before is a shit standard. It's not OCD.
40+% of men would rather get an electric shock
than sit still for 15 minutes with their thoughts.
That's how dependent we've become on it.
You only have moments to live.
Not years.
Yeah.
Not months. Not weeks. Not days.
So this is what was said last week on this course that I was on.
Yeah, because you've recently done a meditation teacher course, haven't you?
Yeah, meditation and mindfulness teacher course.
Yeah. I like that word, mindfulness.
So do I.
It seems less wishy-washy and it seems more accessible than meditation because of the association to meditation.
If I asked you what is mindfulness, how would you answer that?
Being more aware of what you're doing on purpose.
Ooh, I like the on purpose bit. So that links to what Jon Kabat-Zinn's definition of mindfulness is, which is paying attention in a particular kind of way, on purpose and non-judgmentally, as if your life depends on it.
It's when you're having a cup of coffee, it's tasting the fucking coffee.
Yeah.
And it's holding your cup and realising that it's hot. It's when you are driving, do at least one leg of your journey with no radio, no podcast, no music. It's hearing the rev of the engine. It's allowing the steering wheel to pass through your hands. It's, if the window's down, feeling the breeze. I've found this to be extremely helpful, especially as someone that is neurodivergent with dyspraxia and with ADHD. My requirement for dopamine is very, very high.
But is there anything that's helped you with that? Has the meditation helped you to be more mindful?
I'll be honest, I've not had meditation as a strict non-negotiable, but mindfulness certainly is.
As like a morning ritual?
I wouldn't even say it's a morning thing. I would say it's just more of a daily thing. And I'm becoming a lot more aware of what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. If I am sat with family and I feel myself reaching for my phone, no, be present with your family. It's when you're on a walk with your dogs, it's looking at their body language and their little idiosyncrasies that they have, as opposed to headphones in, on a call.
Looking at your phone.
Yeah, or just thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, like this is the best part of their day. And some people look at, and I have as well, by the way, so not perfect. Especially when it's fucking pissing it down. You're like, oh, God. But watching their little faces light up when it's walking time, especially George, Gracie's not really that bothered. That's what being mindful is. It's enjoying that moment.
So that was a question that we had to answer, and everyone came up with a different answer. But mine was quite similar, just being fully present in the moment, not trying to change anything in a non-judgmental way, and just it's as it is.
So you've meditated for 7 years.
Yeah, not
every
constantly.
Yeah, just constantly in a state of get fuck all done.
Like this for 7 years.
Mate, you do some fucking work. Baby shit itself again.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't
I'm
judge
meditating, yeah. Allow it to pass.
Just accept.
Allow it to. No, he's smearing it on the wall. No, it's fine.
It's acceptance. It's fine.
Yeah, we're just having a poo party. It's all good. You've meditated daily for 7 years.
Yeah.
What were some of the main learnings that you had?
I'm still judging. I judged the course, thinking, I've done this for 7 years. What could they possibly teach me? Not to that sort of, level, but that sort of thought was there, I've obviously done it daily for 7 years, and it may just be made up of one meditation or two meditations, what's known as a sitting meditation. Okay, because you just said there about mindfulness, and I think meditation and mindfulness are two different things. Meditation is a practice, it's a dedicated practice where you dedicate time to sit down. If it's going to be a sitting meditation, to focus on a single point, i.e. the breath, i.e. a body part, over and over and over again. And that practice can help you to become more mindful. Equally, you don't necessarily have to do meditation to be mindful, as you've alluded to there. You can just be told to, well, just everything is as it is. So the amount of meditations that we did, I think on one day we did 10 meditations.
How long?
Some were like 10 minutes, some were 15 minutes, some were 3 minutes. But I've never done that amount of meditation in one day. And there's different types that we did, because obviously we've got to learn to teach it and why we have to do it that way. For example, like body scans meditations, they don't really work for me. Let me rephrase that, because what happened on the course was I've done it once and didn't like it. But I did it again and again and again, and I did like it. So there's just learnings like that. There was also learnings, so a lot of the course was around obviously how to teach it, dealing with clients who may have like ADHD, or they may have trauma, or all that sort of stuff that comes in. Children as well, how to teach that, how to teach in groups. A lot of my meditations that I've done in the past, over the last 7 years, has been the same as in like take 3 deep breaths and then focus on your breathing, and then a thought comes in and you just return back to your breath. This is known as like anchoring, focus, single point. They didn't do that. They just said, I invite you to, if you would like to, close your eyes, but you don't have to. Oh, okay. Or lower your gaze, or just keep your eyes open. You can meditate with your eyes open.
I'm just smiling because I need to just say it, because otherwise I'm going to be laughing for the next 5 minutes, and I don't want to be disrespectful. Our former business partner was Adam Hindley. He's very, very Yorkshire. And we did body scans, a body scan meditation once for our community at the time, and he led it because we'd all take turns, and we realised at the beginning that Mayhew's got the best voice for leading guided meditations because it's very calming and what have you. And Hindley led one, and it was so funny because he was like, right, everyone, close those eyes, and we're just going to breathe through us nose. And then as we go down us body, we're going to wiggle our fingers and toes. I was trying to be present, ironically.
Trying not to judge.
Trying to be mindful, but my shoulders were going like this. So I had to turn my camera off because I just started laughing my head off. Breathe through his nose. Fucking hell. It's so funny. So funny. But yeah, sorry, that ironically, that thought came to my mind. I was trying to be mindful and bring myself back to the present as much as I could, but my intrusive thoughts took over.
The course as well was very much, you don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to take 3 deep breaths at the start. Yes, of course, if you're going to do a breathing exercise, then yeah. Some of it was just like, whatever's coming to mind, let it be. We did quite a lot of silence. So on the Zoom, because this was online, so I did want to do the course in person, but because, more time out of the business, I would have to have gone to, I think, London or Manchester, but it was more time away from family and everything else, so I thought I'd just do it online. When the teacher was talking, and then they might just throw a question out, the silence was like 2 minutes. Yeah, interesting, really interesting. And they might just say, I inquire you to gently ask yourself, what's showing up? What's coming up? And you just sit there. More silence. There's a lot of silence, which was good. It was good. A lot of the teachings was around Jon Kabat-Zinn, which is quite a well-known author and meditation teacher. I think he'd be in his 80s now, quite old. But some of his books are fantastic. So one of his books is Wherever I Go, I'll Be There. Sorry, I might have just butchered that title.
Is it Wherever You Go, There You'll Be?
There You'll Be, yeah, that one. So that's a fantastic book. Yeah. So it's all about mindfulness and meditation. So we went through the teachings of it were the attitudes of mindfulness. So I'm going to quickly read them out. So there's beginner's mind, non-judging, acceptance, letting go, trust, patience, non-striving, And some additional ones that were added in were gratitude, generosity, and compassion.
Non-striving stuck out for me then. What do you mean?
Not forcing yourself to be, which I thought was interesting. So it's like not striving to maybe to be excellent or to be perfect or to be something that maybe you're not.
Where's the harmony between that and making progress?
Exactly. That's what was interesting.
What did you feel about that?
The example that I gave actually in my circle and we're sort of in breakout rooms, I said that I used to think that I had minor OCD and I labelled it as minor OCD. And this was to do with in my house. I like the house to be clean and tidy. The kitchen has to be clean and tidy before we all go to bed. I think coming downstairs in the morning and still seeing pots and pans out is just shit. But when I worked it through my coach, he said, is it OCD or is it just a standard? I was like, no, it's a fucking standard. That to me is a good standard. I think coming downstairs and still seeing your pots and pans left out from the night before, I'm just using an example, is a shit standard. It's not OCD.
Yeah, is it obsessive compulsive disorder?
No, yeah, exactly. I know.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So that's why I said minor, minor OCD. No, it's just a standard that I've got, and I want it that way. And I want to teach my boys that, my sons, clean and tidy. If it's messy, that's usually what's going on in your mind. If you've got a messy environment, I think tells me a lot about what's going on in your mind, I think. Judging, obviously, there.
I agree. I think
obviously, it depends on, variables and everything else.
I got a daily update from Calm the other day. It sends me little snippets, like 3 a day, which I really like. Some land, some are just like, oh, okay, that's nice. But it said, are you being mindful or is your mind full?
Yeah, just that came up on the course. Great.
Love that.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, because you can't be both.
No.
I think there's an element of cause and effect here. If you're sitting down, well, my partner came in the other day and started laughing at me.
What, just pointing?
Just, you dickhead.
Yeah.
And then she just fucked off. I was like, yeah, thanks, love.
Just left the room.
Yeah. She just told me to, anyway. So again, when I say I'm still working on this, I mean I'm still working on this. I had the TV on. I was making my lunch, so I had the TV on in the background. I always just put the American Office on. It's like background noise for me. I'm not listening to it. I'm not really watching it. It's just a distraction. But I've been more mindful about having no music or no TV, just being present, listening to, the toaster pop, listening to whatever I'm cooking at the time, right? I sat down, the TV was on, and I got a message from a client mid-lunch, and it was something I could only do on my laptop. So I was scrolling my phone, I was looking at the laptop, and the fucking TV's on. And I'm not even joking, like it was the next day, but the next day I got that thing of, are you being mindful or is your mind full? And I was like, fucking hell, yeah. It wasn't that my mind was full, but I thought cause and effect here. Had I not had my phone next to me while I'm eating, had it been 10 feet away or in another room, I wouldn't have received that message. It wasn't urgent. Therefore, I wouldn't have opened my laptop. So sometimes environment can play a part and sometimes it is cause and effect. I feel more stressed, or are you doing more things to become stressed? Can you remove stress from your environment? And this is why we're such big advocates for removing your phone from the bedroom, aren't we? Because you're not as tempted to, if you get that email late at night and you're just about to go to bed, you read it, you're probably going to be numerating around it. If you don't, and then in the morning you regulate your emotions, then you check the email.
Going to be a better state to deal with it. Yeah.
It's like stretching before a run.
On the mindful piece as well, I remember saying to the group, I think a lot of distraction is people's phones. I think if you just took the phones away, mindfulness would be a lot more easier, I think. But there was that study that was done a while ago, wasn't there? That people would rather get an electric shock than sit 50 minutes by themselves in a room with their thoughts. When I heard that study, I was like, fuck.
I think it was like, 40+% of men and maybe, I think it's like 50 or 60 for women, would rather get an electric shock
than sit still for 15 minutes with their thoughts.
That's how dependent we've become on it.
Exactly, yeah. Scary, isn't
not
it?
just on the phone, but on noise. You know, it happens with my partner frequently. She'll wake up, check her phone, go get a shower, music's playing. Get out, podcast is now playing. When she gets in the car, she might ring someone, or music is still playing. Gets to work, screen, check her phone, come back, phone someone on the way back.
TV.
It's just on repeat. And I just, but this is a societal problem. It's not my partner problem, because again, I have elements of being the same, don't get me wrong. But I remember listening to Dr. Chatterjee on Stephen Bartlett a few years ago now. He said, I wish more people would practice solitude. When you're in the queue at Starbucks next time, don't get your phone out.
No.
Just be in the queue.
Yeah.
It's fine. Nothing's going to happen.
The other attitude is patience there. You know, you're in a queue. Just be patient. Just be. You could also bring in compassion. Letting go is another one. Just let go. So yeah, some of the meditations, I remember just going into the back garden after that was like at lunchtime, and we got some new garden furniture. I was like, I'll just sit on this. And I just looked around the garden. I just stared in the garden, took everything in. It was a lovely day. 2 birds came and landed on the fence, just took all that in. And then I actually admired the garden. So the garden is something, Fran, my wife, she's done most of the garden. I might help if she wants a whole dig in, or she wants that tree moving over there.
Do you just trim your bush now and again?
Yeah, I just trim a bush.
Yeah.
It's like her little, she loves it. But I just took it all in and went, actually, it's really nice. Because I'd realised I hadn't been that mindful with the garden. I was a bit sort of dismissive, maybe like, there's another £500 on plants, you know, a bit like that. So yeah, there's quite a lot of things that showed up, little things like that. The other one is another attitude is beginner's mind. So I'm going to read a quote here. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind, there are few. Meeting people for the first time, meeting people for the second time, where if you're going on a course, if you listen to this podcast, whatever, always start with a beginner's mind. Also links to Stoic philosophy as well. Those two are sort of tied.
Just on that, I've got a bit of a different perspective on this. Mm-hmm. I've seen quite frequently the beginner have the worst mind than the expert.
In what way?
When I was going through my mid to late 20s, you could call it people pleasing, you could call it empathy, you could call it validation, I don't know. I would often try, I wasn't walking around the gym going, oh, do you want me to help you? Do you want me to help you? But I would try and guide people that were very clearly a beginner if they're doing the wrong technique. So, mate, if you do it this certain way, you get a better result, because what you're doing right now, you're probably going to injure yourself. I wasn't walking over going, mate, what the fuck are you doing? It'd often be met with frustration, or they'd be very dismissive. By and large, you very rarely got thanked for it. And I had it at tennis a few weeks ago. There was someone playing on the next court, and they, even though they asked me a question about how to hit a better shot, and I told them, they still were quite dismissive.
But this is beginner's mind for you, not necessarily for them. So it mainly means that, like, so if it's for people, you can always learn something new from someone. So don't think, I'm not going to be that passive with that person, because you can probably learn more information from them. Like what I did with the course, I judged it, thinking like, oh, I've been doing this for a long time. No, I've got to go with the beginner's mind.
That's what I'm kind of referring to, though, mate, is that when you do more work on yourself, I've seen, and I see it with clients too, when they are in the first stages of self-development, some of them, and this isn't a blanket statement for everyone, but I have seen a lot of examples of people being very resistant to things, as opposed to someone that has worked on themselves for a couple of years being more open-minded to moving the needle, or for turning that one screw that might make all the difference.
Okay, yeah.
So about the marginal gains, you know, you'll see professional footballers
small percentages
might start wearing nose strips Whereas if you went to someone on a Saturday morning and started telling them, a random pub team, started telling them about the importance of doing hip mobility before playing football, tell you to fuck off. So it's, I don't know. I'm not challenging it, saying it's wrong. I've seen, I think that for the advanced people, I agree with you. Be a student. Don't think you have it all figured out.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people that are in that space, and ironically, that's why they remain, because they haven't implemented it.
It's the curiosity piece that we talk about. It's about being open-minded, as you said, staying curious, approach things with freshness. So, all of these are connected as well. The other one that came up was the acceptance. So this is all around acceptance about what happens. Because I remember doing a tweet, it was a tweet, even though I'm not on X or Twitter, but it was put on a tweet style and then on Canva and then put on social media. People do that. That was me with a blue tick, even though I don't have a blue tick. When I used to do those. And it was I think it was last year. Yeah. So what 6 years of meditation has taught me. And one of the ones was acceptance brings peace. And I still believe that. Because even if things are really shit now, or have been really, really shit, at some point you do have to accept that is your reality. That's what's happened. But when you do accept, it will bring you peace eventually.
And that doesn't mean, my interpretation of this anyway, doesn't mean, for example, if you're really overweight and you're drinking too much, just accept it. No, accept you are overweight, but then take action. Is that what it's sort of getting at?
Yeah, because it's interesting. I asked the teacher one of the trainers, because you can accept and go, okay, well, what next?
Correct.
Yeah.
That's how
obviously I mentioned about, A game, and we're all about progress and everything else. Because then that links to the non-striving bit. Because then I also brought up about, we don't want to dance around the garden like there's no weeds, which he agreed with. The other bit that showed up, which I want to get your thoughts on, is mindfulness dangerous? So if you're someone who practices meditation or meditation and mindfulness, could it be dangerous?
I'm really pernickety about words. Would I say it's going to cause me danger? No. But what did you mean? Like, is there not a different way of phrasing it, but do you mean in the sense of not literal danger, but could it cause you problems if you are too mindful and too zen with everything? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. So then, because I said the exact same thing. Online, I asked the trainer, I said, look, I'm fascinated by words. And I've Googled the word dangerous as you were speaking then. And it says able or likely to cause harm or injury, or likely to cause problems or have adverse consequences.
Okay.
So that's when I linked it to so what he said was, there's some people who practice meditation and that they use that for hiding, as in for not taking action. Yeah. Which I thought was really interesting.
It can fall under the bracket of too much of anything's bad for you.
Yeah.
Drinking water's good for you. Drinking 8 litres of it isn't.
Yeah.
Being so zen that, your child's having a fucking heart attack. Oh, no problem. We just need to accept this. Let's gently discover the phone and call 999. And no, I don't believe in that at all.
Yeah.
If we're just not being, pernickety or fucking being a smart ass, I think that I definitely fall into the camp of working on myself to be less stressed and live more virtuously and be more positive and being accepting of what I can't control, whilst also getting shit done.
Yeah. Which they then later on in the acceptance piece, but in the ABC model, which is A is basically the event, the thing that happened. B is the beliefs about the event. C, consequences. And now what happens? which is that biz. So I'm glad they brought that in. Yeah. So
could we add D to that? What direction do you want to go in?
What direction do you want to go? Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say it again. It was
ABC model of thinking.
Yeah. What was it?
A, the event, the thing that happened. B, your beliefs about the event.
What was the A in that though? I
think it's just like ABC. I think it's just what it means.
Yeah.
It's not an acronym for anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just you go through this process.
Right.
It's a bit like what we do.
Oh, you just threw me off with the A event bit.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. It's like, it's similar to what we say at A game, you know, this is what happened. Don't look at it for worse than what happened. You know.
Deal with the reality.
Yeah, deal with the reality of the situation. That's what I took from it. This is it. Okay. Then what are your beliefs about it? And go facts, not emotion. Yeah. And then consequences. But now what happens? Now what are you going to do? So you could say D, what direction? Yeah, because you could go, well, I'm going to drink and take loads of drugs. Well, no, that's not very good.
Is it helpful? Yeah.
Is it helpful? Yeah. So yeah, it was a very interesting course. Really looking forward to teaching it. And obviously I lead it on our retreats. And yes, I do it in some one-to-one with clients. But now I'm looking forward to actually diving into this more, doing it as an actual program, 6 to 8 weeks program, which we can, you know, tie in with our current programs. And yeah, do it in sort of groups, one-to-one, whatever. There's also part of that program as well. They can, you know, the client can go away and do a bit of homework on themselves and journal back on it. And we've seen it recently with some clients, haven't we, where they've started the meditation. They love it, don't they? Yeah. It's just changed everything.
It's a new way of thinking.
Complete new way of thinking. It's like upgrading your way of thinking. I think it makes space for future you to come to fruition. Is that the word? That's what it does. That's what my meditation mindfulness does. It allows you to just pause, take a step back, and allow you to create space for this next version of you to take effect.
One client said, I can't remember the last time I properly breathed through my nose.
Really?
Yeah, just because we are mouth breathers.
Yeah.
By and large. And it's like, on our first session, it's like, I just don't know why I just keep getting so stressed. I'm like, maybe it's because you're breathing and talking like this. And it's like, oh, fuck off. I was like, well, I was like, just slow down, mate. Just, we did like 5 reps of it, just box breathing. It's like, fucking hell. I was like, yeah.
It's great, isn't it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the release of that course. And if anyone that is interested, we'll be putting some more details out in, in the next sort of few weeks. But yeah, for now, thanks for that, mate. Enjoyed that. Much. And we'll see you next time, guys.